Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my Let's Play of the game known as Star Citizen. Of course, this is episode 353 and we're finally in 314, as you already know from an Ultron Horizon, but now I'm finally out here and I'm trying to test some of the combat. To be quite frank and upfront, this particular session took me over 4 hours and I just played with no talking, so I'm going to talk over the top of it now during editing. So what I'm witnessing is from an editing program, everything's blurred as anything, so I cannot read anything. But this is me and my Freelancer, and I am trying to test out the missiles and get to work. One thing I do not do in this session, because I actually split this 2 hours, sorry, it was a 4-hour session, I've cut it down, I think it's 40 odd minutes this episode and 50 next episode. So I've tried to cut out the filler stuff. In that 4-hour session, what I didn't realise, you need to hit G to get multiple missiles. I did not find that out on this, unfortunately. And the mission I'm doing at the moment, because there's a lot of prospectors, and as you can see, the thing I'm fighting there is that mission I've done in the past. What so far I don't think I've ever passed. It seems to bug out on me. You know, you have to go, you got to... They're like mining probes. You've got to destroy them, as you can see I'm doing here. I'm trying to jump into the parts where I'm fighting more, or when I'm doing maneuvers for you, so that's why I'm... Suddenly there's one dead, and there's another one getting fought, there's another one. And basically the idea is, I think, it changed. It says you got to kill 1 of 3 of them, when last time I tried it I had to kill 9, and I killed something like 8, and then I could not find the last one to save my life. This particular mission ends up... Quick spoiler, ends up bugging again. I end up killing it, as I don't remember until I get to it, but I believe it was over 3, so it was like 5 or 6 out of 3. And I just couldn't end it. In the end, I get blown up and we'll get to there and we'll move on. But, one good thing, as I've cut arms on under mercenary, so every red I kill gives me money, so I get a bonus. So, oh, as you see one of them calling me a name there. He called me the B word. So basically, I'm getting a bonus from that, so it's worth doing. And my goal here was to get my money up, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I've been playing a lot of Star Citizen the past week plus, I think I'm not mistaken, I just bought all my equipment, and this was to get... Yeah, look at the gloves they are, that's my normal equipment, isn't it? And I spent about 9k, 9,000, whatever it is. I was on something like 73, 74,000 or million, I forgot what that number is. That number goes down by 9. If it's 74,000, it's gone down by 9,000, for example. That's gone down that, and that's just trying to get the money back. And also, a Zinni threat does happen. Not on these 2 episodes, it'll be the episode after I get to do a Zinni threat on my own, and I've already got them exported. They are split over, with me talking at the time, over 3 episodes. And then, after that, I actually got footage with me, SupernovaTiffy, and Paralysis finally came on after, I think last time he was on the channel 2 or 3 years ago. Finally got him on it again. And we're doing Zinni threat together. You get to see his new, what's the word? His new experience of it, because he has played for 2 or 3 years. I forgot even what date the last episode he was even on. I'm sure it was 2 or 3 years ago. So you get to see his version and his experience of it. What's quite good. So really, he's like a new player, even though he's been a backer for so long, because he barely plays it. Like I said, I think it was last time with us, and he said how laggy it was. Apparently run a lot better this time. The footage with that, though, like I said, it's probably about 5 weeks or 6 weeks from now that'll go up. I've got that ready, not edited yet. So I've got to go through that, take out the boring stuff, edit certain stuff that we said that shouldn't be on the channel. You know, when you're chatting, because he's a friend I haven't talked for ages, some personal stuff, yada yada, needs to be removed. But basically, like I said, this episode, next one, I've got to talk over the top of what I'm doing. The next 3, I talked as I did it for Zinni Threat for real on my own. That's already exported. So once I've done these 2, I've got 5 episodes, chronicle order of when I played them, to go up. So it gives me 5 weeks minimum to get their stuff done. Plus, he said if he can, next Sunday, as I'm editing this today, I'm editing this on the 30th of August. So next Sunday, he said he's going to try and come on again. So we might even have even more footage then. Hopefully, Zinni Threat's still going, because as the rewards go. At the moment, if the Zinni threat ended today, I've currently got the helmet for the first responder, I believe it is. Then I've got the second thing, what is the undersuit? SupernovaTiffy's got that too. We got 30k or crash at the end with a Paralysis, so he didn't get time to check. We believe he's got the helmet, and we both need the... Well, all of us obviously need the armour, and of course, if he hasn't yet, he needs the undersuit. So I'm hoping the Zinni threat will go for a whole week, and next Sunday we can finish it off. I am actually probably going to jump on later if I have time to just try to nick the helmet just in case it could end at any point. But, sorry, not the helmet, the armour, the third one basically. So that's a quick rundown of what's been happening with Star Citizen for me. As like I said, as I'm talking on top of this, to give you basically my perspective at the time, or at least when I'm looking back at it. And like I said, in this part I am trying to test my Freelancer's abilities. As you can see, I've got it maxed out in the triangle for weapons right now. I'm trying to work out to use the missile mode, even though that's more later in the episode, a bit more. And in the end I think I did quite well, even though I realised after this whole 4-hour session that I need to hit G to give myself 4 missiles. So I think it was last episode, was it? When I actually fired for it once and I couldn't do it again. So apparently I hit G at some point and knocked it down to 1 or knocked it to 4 by mistake and didn't realise. But yeah, quick thing with the Zinni threat. Before, again, a little spoiler before we get to them episodes. I do get to face Idris on it, what's cool. SupernovaTiffy gets to face one, I'm saying Chris, that's his real name, but Paralysis gets to face it too. Even though obviously we only have mine and SupernovaTiffy's footage. And I also get some footage of SupernovaTiffy's first attempt this time around. Remember we did it last time. Last time they had Zinni threat was months and months ago. What, 2-3 patches back. Her first attempt this time, and it was like 40 minutes, and it went to hell and back. She got off my ship freaked out. My goal is, with that bit, that little section of the 40 minutes, I'm going to put in between, you know, with me, her, and Paralysis, because we actually mentioned it happened at one point. So I thought, oh, if I can find that part when I'm editing, I will then cut away, slam that 5 minutes in there of that section happening. Because the trouble with that 40 minutes we played, I didn't realise she decided to eat in it. So literally, we're there playing, and I'm listening to it. She says, like, then you hear the bag. As I listened to it, and I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. You're doing this for the whole episode, are you? And she did it for a good chunk. So I was like, ah. So annoying, and I'm the one editing, imagine putting it out. So I cut where, roughly about 5 minutes of where the ship's messing up and she wasn't eating in it. So I was like, oh, don't do that. And I told her earlier, she was like, I was hungry this time. Mike! Oh boy. But yeah. Okay, here you can see I'm trying, on the actual episode we're doing, I'm trying to use my missile mode. The quick rundown, you've got to be about 2 kilometers minimum away. I think it's between 8 to 2 kilometers or 6 to 2, something like that. Has to be green, hold it longer on it, to keep it on it. It's going to track better. If you're within the red stuff, you can still fire them, but it's 100% dumbfire mode then. Dumbfire mode, if you're not aware, basically means it just fires straight. So in other words, it's best using when you're really close up, against like Idris, massively in front of you. Oh, and as you see there, something smacked me. I'm spinning out of control at this point. And as you see at this point, I was blacking out. And obviously, it's supposed to track it otherwise. And obviously, you have the countermeasures, you got your boost to try and get away. There's multiple things to do now to get away from it, what's awesome. I like the non-player characters, like you've seen spots. Also, another quick rundown as I'm editing and speaking over this as I'm as an editing program. I noticed when the other day the sound, oh, beautiful explosion then. The sound was out of sync in the program. What did it with Cyberpunk? What that means is when I was listening to it, and if say I've listened to 5 minutes straight, like now, I think we're about 8 minutes of talking, so I listened to 8 minutes straight. For some reason, the sound gets out of sync. Like the explosion we just saw, I didn't hear it. It's probably out of sync again. But as soon as I stop and play again, it's back in sync again. It's weird. But when I actually export it, even if I talk for the whole thing, the sound's in sync at the end of it. It's weird. They used to do it with Cyberpunk. It was so annoying when I'm trying to edit bits out of Cyberpunk. Because like I'm trying to listen for like a bark or something that somebody's interfered with or something, and it's not at the bit it adds until I play it that bit and it plays. Like now, I just literally just heard an explosion, but probably as you're watching it as it's exported, that's probably the explosion from a minute ago from the big one. So the effects are a little out unless I stop to carry on again, what I probably will do in a minute. So there's a beautiful explosion. You probably heard like I heard nothing there because it's just weird. When it seems to be like a heavy frame rate game, Cyberpunk did it, this did it, not every game does it. That seems to, it's like it struggles to keep up with it at the same time when I'm listening to it edited. It's weird. Okay, where we are. Okay, looking at where I am here, it looks like my what would you call it? My engines, my turbo, or boost. I think it's boost now. Boost. That looks like it's down on my red, and you see I'm also locking on for another missile attempt. It's again, you can see I'm using one at a time. I can use up to 4. I didn't realise. Gotta hit G. One time, it goes to 2. Hit G again, it goes to 3. Hit it again, it goes to 4. Now fire. You fire 4 at once. Good thing about that, if all 4 hit, a lot of damage. Bad thing is, if he manoeuvres away, you know, uses his countermeasures, gets away from them, you've lost 4 missiles. And of course the countermeasures, like my Freelancer seem to have many, because I use them in this, but they do seem to run out pretty fast. Meaning, sometimes it's better. One missile, make him use countermeasure. Second missile, let him use countermeasure. You know, another missile, make him use countermeasure. Versus 4 at once, one countermeasure gets away from them all. And then he's out countermeasures, now you've hit all 4 at once. You know what I'm saying? But see, this is basically against prospectors and them little things. I think, yeah, that's it. Again, it's blurred because it's my edited program. I think that's on free, isn't it? So technically, I should be finished. But the mission isn't. I just don't know how to complete this mission. All I can think it's bugged. I tried it before, it was 9 out of 9. Couldn't finish it, couldn't find the last one. Didn't spawn. Went around forever. Tried it in enough patches before that. Couldn't do it. It'd be nice when I can finally go to this mission, pass it all, and it doesn't mess up in any shape or form. But one good thing with it messing up is because of the call to arms, as I already mentioned earlier in the episode. That means I'm getting free money for every prospector that's red that I kill. So it was getting my money up. I think I ended up earning about 4,000 or 5,000. Again, assuming it was 74,000 I had, I dropped about 9, now about 4 or 5 doing this mission. So it's pretty good. Obviously, if I finished it and it completed, I would have got something like 2,500. So, and then I could have took the mission again, finished it 2,500, so it would have gone even faster. So I didn't get the completion of it, I just got it for the bonuses for killing people. I like the voices, like, again, it's probably out of sync as I'm doing this, but he just goes, there's a hell lot more where that came from. Like, you might hear that in a second, or it might be 4, because I'm just, again, 11 minutes straight of talking right now, and like I said, it falls out of sync when I'm on the editing program. It's weird. I might actually stop here and continue to put it back in sync for me, so 1 second, people. Okay, back with the talking. I stopped 11 minutes there. Also, I didn't want to get like 50 minutes, 40 minutes into the episode, and I crashed, and everything just said, oh, and poof! There's explosions, like that's probably in sync right now, but in about 30 seconds, explosions won't be for me, it will be for you. Because when I export it, it seems exactly what it should be. It's just editing program, it's like, I don't know, it's slow and it's showing it, it's weird. Just makes it hard when you're trying to do a lot of edits. That's why I went through editing this, because I had no speech on it, put it all there, and I'm just talking on top of it. See, like I'm going after this here. There he goes, kaboom, beautiful. As you can see, yeah, that's definitely 4 free now. It's blurred, that's 4 free. Thought it's easier to tell than 3 and 2 together. So technically, this mission should be over. I should have got the 2,500, boom. But it's, as you see, it's not. That's why, like I said, I spent a good 4-hour session. Not the whole 4-hour session doing this. I believe it was about an hour and a half, possibly 2, around that area. When I finish this part, or so to say, I die and give up with this particular mission. And obviously, I believe I got the whole episode here for you. Obviously, cut into the whatever this episode is. It's 43 minutes, I think, 50 minutes, whatever this episode's cut to. I'm trying to get. You just see a lot of explosions, a lot of fights, and hopefully see me improving with my shit, and also getting used to it. Oh yeah, I was talking about the triangle earlier. As you can see, I've got the booster back up now. That's something I do quite often. I would go away, try to get some distance to try to get some missiles in, and also get my booster back up or put my shields back up and use the triangle. Like, my thoughts with the new system, I like it. It's a lot more figurely than the old system, but it means you're doing a lot more. And it also means there's a lot more mistakes can happen because of your fault versus, you know what I'm saying, versus the game. Like, you could easily, I think it actually happens in this episode at some point, or it could be next episode. But I'm actually shooting at somebody, and they're in front of I think it's one of the moons, it's bright yellow. I couldn't see my lasers because of the light, and when he came away from the planet I could see, I realised I had no bullets, I wasn't firing the whole time. Even though again, this is my mistake dash the game's mistake. I moved the little triangle to the 100. But it seems if you don't keep an eye on it, if you let go at the wrong point, it jumped back to where it was. And it jumped back either to my shield or to my booster. And next thing, a new time I realised I got it over there. Why I wasn't shooting what I thought it was, he was shooting at me, so whatever I was getting hammered. And I thought that was me shooting him. And then I come away from him, I was like, no. And I think he ends up killing me. I think it's an Avenger. I got a feeling it's next episode that happens, and I'll talk you through it when I get to it. But basically, see how bright that is, then we'll go over that. Now imagine I'm right up to a moon. The whole screen's covered by it for a good... As I'm scrolling down. You know what I'm saying? As I'm flying downwards now. Is the word pitching? What do you call it? As I'm doing that, this whole screen now is a planet. Bright planet, like that little star or moon, whatever we passed a minute ago. That's what it was like. And I could hear this, like that, the brightness there. I could hear the lasers. It was his firing at mine, not me firing at him. And I ended up getting killed. And I actually had to come back and fight him a second time and actually managed to beat him. It's quite nice when I start fighting the Avengers because it shows, like, here I'm like, I'm getting used to this. I'm getting quite good at this. But obviously I'm a better ship than them. So I should be finding it easy, but it wasn't because I wasn't used to the system. But then when I took an Avenger, it was a lot harder. And I also noticed, well, especially when we did the Zinni threat, we accidentally go after a player. What you again see when I finally edit that stuff, that's 5 or 6 weeks from now. We accidentally hunt the player after Zinni threat. And again, a combination of the game screwing up and our own fault. It's a combination of both. Obviously, when I get to that, you hear what we're saying and talking for real. But again, another quick story about that. We were in a connie. Was I flying? Yeah, I was flying. Paralysis and Supernova were in the back. I forgot what they were doing at the time, but I told them both to jump in the turrets. We started fighting him. I thought I'd play character, realised he was actually a player. He was a player who was actually attacking people at a pad earlier, what I didn't realise. But we were fighting him, and in a fighter, they got the rolls now. I could not, like, see how now I've got him in front of me, I'm shooting. In that version, I couldn't get him in front of me. He was, obviously, as a player, he was smarter, he was so much more maneuverable, I could not get a shot on him in front of me, like that, how I've got this guy perfect, this prospector. I couldn't get him, because he was in a lot more maneuverable fighter ship, what makes sense. But the connie has its turrets, that's supposed to cover that situation. Both manned. This is where the game messed up. I believe it was SupernovaTiffy's turret, who, remember, she's more experienced in this game than Paralysis. I believe if it was hers, I'm not mistaken, wasn't working, so she could not fire. So that means we have, I think, again, I'm not sure if it's the top turret or the bottom turret, which turret it was, but I would say it's the top turret. Means nothing's coming from the top turret. So the player, of course, can stay underneath, stay on top of us and keep shooting us. Nothing's firing at him. I can't get him in the angle. The bottom turret's useless because you can't shoot through the ship. So that's where it was the game's fault. Even it was smart by the player. But then, so I said, okay, we have a Merlin. I've only ever used it on Tiffy's account once when I had the ship sitting there. It was on the channel and I left it and went off my own. So I thought, oh, it'd be cool. I can get off in the Merlin. I can get him in front of us. Tiffy can fly and shoot it as we're fighting in front. Perfect plan. So I'm like, okay, everyone swap. Tiffy, come behind me. I'm getting out the seat. You take over. Chris, you get into the turret that's working, and I'm jumping in the Merlin. Plan flawless, wasn't it? Not so much. Firstly, I dispatched with the Merlin just to have it get stuck in the connie and blow up. So I'm out of it now. So but I thought, oh, okay, fine. I'll just reload and come back. Then the game crashed. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. The game just crashed. And this is where we lose, when it comes to that episode, you will lose some of the actual speech. Because I'm recording my footage on my computer. Tiffy's recording her footage on her computer, so you still have footage of the fight. We're only recording the speech on my computer. But both sides are recording Christian's because he's talking from Britain through Steam, basically. We're using Steam just to stay on track. He's talking through that. So you still get to hear Christian's voice, but when the game crashed, AMD come up with an error, and my computer was moving so slow, it's like I'd be moving my mouse smooth, and then it would just stop for like 10 seconds. Then I could move again, then stop for 10 seconds, and that was outside the game. And I didn't know what was going on, so I was trying to save the footage. I was trying to, because I had almost 2 hours of play here. Trying to save that, trying to save especially the speech we've been using, because I'm the only one with the speech right now, other than Christians, or Paralysis. Oh, see that was awesome. So in other words, you're going to hear his speech only, no one else's. So I was trying to save that, so I couldn't get back in the game. And eventually, I did manage to save that. I then managed to go to Taskmaster, and it was the error system of the AMD that messed up. And I managed to end task that. But like I said, I need to do a fresh restart just to be safe. And time I restarted, this is probably taking like 10-15 minutes. They were still fighting. And they died. Because, of course, one turret wasn't working. The guy was staying underneath the turret that wasn't working. So he couldn't get her aim like I couldn't. So it was a combination of the connie messing up, the game messing up, and our own lack of skill in the situation all rolled into one. Because like I said, My goal was, well, when I crashed, sorry, when I died, was to instantly get straight back out of bed, jump into like my Gladius or a Saber or something, a fighter, get there, and how long they'll fight for? I would have made it back in time, because they weren't too far from it. And then done what I was going to do with Merlin. Theoretically, a better, tougher ship. That was the goal. But then I crashed from the game. And then it was, oh, I just jumped straight back in. It won't take too long to load back up. I couldn't. The game was... Not the game. The computer was moving so slow. And I said I had to make sure I saved the footage. Because otherwise, you'd have 2 hours enough to speak and I'd be doing what I'm doing now. Talking over it. And to me, it's not the same as when I'm there live doing it or they're live doing it. So when I do get to edit that, there'll probably be a good 10-minute mark where you probably only hear Christian, Corality, talking. That's all you were here. And because obviously SupernovaTiffy would be talking to him, but I couldn't record it because on my side I had to stop it. And I also had to technically stop the stream because again we're using Steam, my Steam. We tried to put them both together, all three of us, and it was just echo. So we decided to just plug into mine and just use Steam from my account to his. So that way SupernovaTiffy could talk and she talked using my mic. That's what we did. But obviously then with my computer one screwing up, that means Steam communication's got to end. So even then you stop listening to his side of it too. So there'll be like 10 minutes where you won't, so I might just talk over it. If SupernovaTiffy's available when I edit it, I might ask her to come in and give her thoughts on that section. Well, I'll see when I get to edit. Like I said, it's probably going to be... Probably because I've got a lot to do on the channel over the next couple of weeks. Once these two sausage are done, and since I've got 5 back to back, it's probably going to be at 3-4 weeks before I edit it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's quite an experience, and it was something what sucks, because it's like... The Merlin, I could see, technically, Tiffy's trying to follow the guy. A bit like I'm doing here, trying to follow, but she's going upwards. So if I'm detaching, she slams her Connie into the Merlin. So that's probably why it got caught and blew up. Okay, so that was our fault. But then, of course, with the whole game crashing and then AMD's crashing, it's like, oh, if I could get her back out there in a better ship than the Merlin, I could keep this guy busy off the Connie while they can pull back, missile, you know, fire, the truck that's working. So, it was an experience though. It was a frustrating one. But again, it shows the potential the game has when it works right. It also shows how it can all go to rubbish and back when it doesn't. Because again, still alpha. But in general, we had a lot of fun playing all together. And like I had a lot of fun here playing on my own. You know, this is more me about learning, like I said. Again, a beautiful explosion there. As you see there, look at the thing, isn't that 7:03? Again, it's all blurred because it's my editing program. Well, it should be smooth as butter when you will watch it. But that's 7:03. So the mission should have been over ages ago, but it's not. But at least I'm still earning for killing these. But I like the fact the fighters seem more precise now. Like in the past in the Freelancer and the Connie, you could fight a fighter with ease because basically you would just tank the damage and they couldn't get around you quick enough and you could kill them. Like now the turrets are super important. Obviously that's the super important means if the turret isn't working, then you're kind of screwed. Because the same player actually technically, and I say technically, who we hunted to kill us earlier, and I say technically because I forgot why it was. Oh, now I remember. The cargo hold of Connie, it went down, would not go back up. So we decided that SupernovaTiffy's Connie, for some reason she's got 2. She should only have 1. I guess it's one's a loaner from another ship. She has 1 that she owns, 1's a loaner. So, ooh, look at that explosion that's spinning there. And we decided that we should self-destruct it so she can claim a new one. And then she's, get off the ship, she's going to self-destruct it. Her priority got off it, so I took it away from the station. And I was going to self-destruct. As I went away, the guy who I said was the pad rammer or the pad tacker was shooting me. And I'm like, well, the thing is, I'm about to self-destruct, so you can kill it, I don't care. So I didn't even fight back. And I hold it backspace self-destruct. I don't know if the Connie just was messed up completely. I didn't hear anything like with my Freelancers, like self-destructing. You know how it does that? Connie's at my ship. I didn't hear that, so I don't know if it just didn't work or what. So in the end, I just got off and I just floated away, and I thought, he's going to kill it. It took him probably about 5 minutes to kill the Connie. With it really stay one spot, not shooting at him. So it showed fighters. The Connie has some protection against fighters, but again, you need to fire back. He blew it up. We got a mission, what I thought was for a non-player character. We went after it, and then realised it was the same player who had killed the Connie earlier. And like I said, even though we lost because of the bugs and combination of the new Connie, what was a new ship, not working, like I said to the others, well, later on in the game we saw he was attacking people at the pads again. So while he was dealing with us for 10-15 minutes or whatever it was, he's leaving other players alone. Even if we couldn't kill him, so that was good. Even though I just wished the mill could have detached without blowing up. Even though I think that was more our fault in the game. But then again, we did the same thing later on against Idris, and I was getting warning from Dooley. That's a friendly fire! Friendly fire! Friendly fire! And I'm literally stuck in the Connie with the Merlin, and my nose is going red, and everything. It's like, I'm not attacking her! Finally managed to separate it. Obviously disorientated what happened with a big red nose on the Merlin, but obviously Merlin's a tiny little thing. And then, okay, got myself together. Target, kaboom! Somebody blasted me and was dead. It's like, why can I never use this Merlin from the Connie when SupernovaTiffy's flying it? Obviously, you still get to experience that. Also, my closest was on the channel when I flew her Connie without her as her character. She let me get on her account. Had it stopped behind an asteroid, detached, and used the Merlin for a couple of bounties, came back, reattached. I like to do it with someone actually flying. Like I said, I think what we need to do in future, pull out of combat, stop, let me out, or at least she keeps straight as anything. She was trying to stay straight in that situation, but it still got caught. So, probably do that, detach that way, and then both go. Because she was also having trouble too. She wasn't, I think the missiles weren't working or something. They all jammed up and she had something like 8 missiles left. They got jammed, like my Freelancer gets jammed as well when there's 4 left at some point. As you see here, I'm practicing with the missile stuff. And again, I could have done 4. And now I'm getting blasted. I like the effects, look at that. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome there. Contact received, it said. So yeah, there's a little rundown, a little preview of something that's going to happen from my point of view after the event. Obviously, when you see them, you'll see what happened and our point of view at the time, except for when our voice is missing. Like I said, I might get SupernovaTiffy on to talk you through it. I don't know. I guess it depends when it edited and where she is and what she's doing. But yeah, this 4-hour session was quite a fun session. It was a little frustrating because, like I said, I couldn't pass the mission. And I keep thinking, like, one day this mission's going to work. I even stopped a few times for like 5-10 minutes, and that recorded, so I cut that out, whereas that's on the phone. Okay, how do you find this mission? And over, oh, it's so easy, you just kill the 9. It says free. 0, you know, 3 of 3 you're supposed to kill, it's not 9. That's last patch. What about this patch? And I couldn't find anything about this patch. There's all information of, here's a guide how to do it with ease. And they're killing 9 of them, and they just went and killed all 9, and there was a problem. It's like, well, when I did it the patch before, got to 8 and couldn't find one. Like, is there a secret to finding them? Apparently this wasn't bugged when they did it, so what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? When we come to blow you up, that is. Not blow you. That came out wrong. Blow you up, kaboom you! Yay. Okay. But one thing, you get to see nice effects here with the shooting and stuff. And as I was trying to say earlier, I do like the new roles. The fact the fighters are more useful against big ships, and most ships are a lot more dangerous if they are fully manned with turrets. But at the same time, if you can take them turrets out, the fighters are very dangerous now against ships. Even though, yeah, the ships still have plenty of time to get away. Because like I said, that guy, when I went in fighting back, didn't mess with the shields. It took about 5 minutes to kill the Connie. And it was already damaged as it was. And then, of course, when I lost connection, and the game crashed, whatever you want to call it happened, I believe it was about another 10 minutes at least it took him to kill Paralysis and SupernovaTiffy, who were trying to fight back. With a damaged Connie, basically. It took about another 10 minutes, and of course we're in it for probably 5 minutes with me doing it beforehand, so it was probably like 50 minutes to kill us when we're trying to fight back. Even though we were having trouble inside, like, this turret's not working, can't get him in the view, the Merlin blew up, so of course it blew up, of course that damaged the Connie itself. Makes it a lot easier for the guy shooting us, with all the combination of that going on. There's another nice lovely explosion. That all adds up, doesn't it? And he still couldn't kill us, so again, I can see, like, it'd be a group of fighters coming in to try to destroy a big ship. And that's the way it should be, one on its own. If the crew knows what to do it, if the game's working correctly, if the ship's not damaged to high heaven, should be able to fight off whatever individual fighter. And again, I'm going to talk about full crew, full turrets. Obviously, 5 or 6 people show up at you and fighters. It's going to be pretty bad. Really, it's going to be pretty bad for the big ship. And again, it also depends on the size of them, because like when I'm saying big ship, I'm talking like Connie sizes. That sort of size. Obviously, you're getting the Carrack size. They should theoretically be a lot stronger, even though the firepower's a lot less. And then, of course, you get to the Idris size. Yeah, you're probably going to need a lot more than 4 or 5 fighters. Well, that's lovely. And it seems my sound synced right now because I heard that explosion as it went. Perfect. Mwah, beautiful. Okay. Oh, it's happened once or twice in the game so far. But I haven't really focused on it. I cut most of it out, but generally, if you saw like the ping happened a while back, that's me trying to scan to look for more of these things, because I was like, what was that on, 6 or 8 or 3 now, whatever that's on? Trying to find more so I can kill to see. So my idea in the end was like, maybe because the old mission was 9 and 9, maybe it's just a typo. They messed up with it for some reason, and I still need to go 9. But I believe I never got the 9th one. I'm on 8 or 3. Yeah, that's an 8. That's kind of a bit clearer then. That's 8. I don't think I ever killed the 9th one. So if it is 9 still, it was just a typo. The last one never showed up. Just like the problem I had when it did say 9 and 9. So for that reason, I didn't get to finish it. And there's me having a quick look at my ship, and quite amazed it's not too damaged. So in the episodes, the stuff I've done over the past, like I said, the next 5 episodes for you, or possibly even 6 or 7 when I edit stuff with SupernovaTiffy and Plurality stuff, the ship gets a little bit more damaged. A lot, actually. Oh, should I say ships? Yeah. There are some sights, they are. Whew. Especially my first encounter with the Idris. You're going to have to see that when we get to that episode. What my ship looked like after we won. Oh yeah, little spoiler. The first one I did manage to win. It wasn't just me, obviously, but I did manage to win. But my ship looks like it was... Wow. What a sight. Again, keep watching it each week and you'll get to that episode. And what a sight my ship was at the end of that fight. There's another part where the game being an alpha messed up a little bit, because I then took it to repair it. And then after I repaired it, one of the engines wasn't working, even though I paid the full amount to repair it. It said it was repaired. It fixed all the damage, so the ship didn't look like hell and back, but the engine, what was on it, was nothing coming out of the back engine. Like, my left and right, I think it's my right one, nothing coming out of it. And then later on, when we got serious damage again from something else that happened, and I go to repair that, I ended up getting a 30k during that repair thing. And then when I end up getting back on the game later on, I think it starts off with my back end down instead of up for some reason, and when I get out there it barely works, so it didn't repair it properly. It's like, they're little annoyances because it's alpha. Obviously, you imagine when they work perfect, you go there, you pay it, it gets fixed, boom, you're 100%. That's what you want, that's what the game is striving to get to, and it's going to be amazing when it does. Basically, things work the way you suspect them to work, is when we're going to be in that golden perfect zone, isn't it? Right now, bugs can cause stuff not to work the way you think they're going to work, and cost you stuff like that. Yeah, because there's another weird thing. Again, it happened. Again, it's not edited yet. Plurality. We're inside the Zinifrat. Give you a quick rundown. You will see it eventually and see his reaction to it. But basically, I told him there's a guy down, and he's got a gun. He's new. He hasn't bought any guns yet. I said, come in here, pick the gun up. He comes over, picks a gun. I said, hold R to put it away, puts it away. And then he goes, I'm dying. What do I do? So, what do you mean you're dying? You want to hold C down, pick it and make a pen launch it unequipped, and then when it's in your hands, stab it. And then next thing, he stabbed himself, and he died. And I was like, what happened? Why did you die? And he goes, he's come up murdered by IVATOPIA. Sorry, homicide. I was like, what? I didn't even touch you. But the game... And he goes, well, why did the game lie? And he goes, should I press it? Apparently, I can make you a criminal. I said, no, do not. If you do it right now, you'll kick me out of the mission for the Zinifrat. So he didn't do it. But I was like, I didn't even touch you. Why? You just dropped dead. Why have I got homicide for you? It made no sense. Again, just shows some of the bugs that come across and can... Like I said, if he was vindictive or didn't listen to me, he could have put me as a criminal at that point. I'm now at a Zinifrat. One person sees me red, they kill me. I'm now in prison. I'm sitting out or doing the event I'm trying to achieve with my friends. Obviously, he didn't do what was good. And it made no sense. But he's like, why would the game lie to me? You killed me. I see what as you bring me your ship, you killed me. It's like, I didn't touch you. And it's on my screen, because just see him in front of me, I don't do anything to him, he just drops dead. But then apparently on his side, he got homicide for me. And the fact I knew he wasn't making it up, because he's never been killed in the game by someone before, so he's never had that message, and the fact he specifically said homicide. Like, being from Britain, we would have said murder. So, it came up homicide, it's an American term. So I knew that he wasn't making it up, but he said it. So I was like, don't hit it, please do not hit that right now. I didn't kill you. Yes, I gave him a little tap, a little slap to the face, probably about 20 minutes earlier. You know, the fish went up one little smack. That's like 20 minutes earlier. That was it. That's the close I did to attacking him. And again, that's about 20 minutes earlier. Since that point, we've gone out, we've moved some boxes, I believe. We're floating around, and boom, he dropped dead. Like, you don't bleed from a punch, and one punch, that's it doesn't kill you. So I don't know why he died. If he ran out of oxygen, or what happened to him. Or he came in, he hit the ground too hard, that killed him. But either way, the game had it in its head that I killed him. So I didn't. Oh, there we go. Beautiful there.
I'm gonna make you pay double.
I like that. Like every one of us is taken down, I'm gonna make you pay double. Like non-play character then. Again, it might be out of sync, so you might be hearing it now, or might have heard it a minute ago. I'm actually gonna stop my speech again to try and put it back in sync. 1 sec. Also, to try to see this a bit better, I have got it maxed out screen, even though it's still blurred. And when I just minimise and stop the talking temporarily, I had to look, we're at 36 minutes, and this went to 40 something, so it's not that much longer this episode. But yeah, I gotta watch it, because like, again, I'm giving you little hints of some of the episodes coming up, but the point is, you still gotta witness it. Being in the moment's a lot different than me giving you a little backstory of it, because like even when I'm telling you and I'm trying to be truthful and as accurate as I can remember, there could be little bits I'm forgetting or misremembering, so it's still worth watching and you get to see the action yourself and his reaction, because I think if you're Tiffy jumped on the bandwagon with it. Well, yeah, you said you killed him, you must have done. Even though I can't say, look at my screen, you saw I did it. I didn't see nothing. So after we did the recording, just like, yeah, I saw it. But she was like playing along at the time. I was like, you're egging him on here. If he makes me credible, it's your fault. But yeah, I thought it's good practice what I'm doing here against these prospectors, because obviously they're not actually technically military ships or fighters in any shape or form. That they're main for mining. The laser's really for defense. And because I'm in a bigger ship means I can take more punishment, so it's a good way of getting used to the new system. Because like I said, especially my Freelancer, I think it's got like 28 missiles built into it, so I can really practice with the missile mode, or missile commander, what you want to call it. Oh yeah, that's a quick thing. I've yet to use the missile commander technically with another player. When I say technically, I did try it with Tiffy's Connie, what you will see later on, but for some reason there was no way to lock onto anything. I could fire it was brilliant, but I had no clue what I was firing at, other than what's, in other words, she needs to be directly in front of something so I can just fire and it hits it. To me, there should be a targeting thing, and there wasn't. I tried both of her secondary seats for it, so I could use it, I just couldn't target nothing. But it seemed a bit pointless, that's why I jumped out of that. Tried ended up trying one of her little, what's it called? Ah, I've gone blank. Literally been mentioned the whole episode. Turrets. But I believe this is when Pirelli wasn't with us as well, if I'm not mistaken. This is like another session afterwards. Because we've done this for quite a few times now. Or tried it at least. Oh. See that, if we got a missile off, I think it got one off me then, didn't he too? Beautiful. But I like the number of characters the way he's talking that. I wish there was a lot more variation, because after you've done it for like 2 to 4 hours, really saying the same thing over and over at that point. Oh, is this when my engine started messing up? Can I recall? Yeah, I think one of my back engines started messing up. I think that red thing in the middle, it blurred for me, saying something along the lines of taunting balance. And you see I lost control. I think I cut a bit of this out. I don't remember, did I? But basically I was trying everything I could to get this back now. I was trying to grab my, turn my engines off. You know, I was trying to use the brake. I forgot what I did in the end to sort this out. But you see, I'm just getting shot at and shot at and shot at, and I'm spinning. And of course, I'm like I said, I'm 8 of 3. I'm thinking the mission used to be 9. I got to find one more and I complete it. One more. Because you see, like, I look at the map. I'm like, okay, maybe I can. Because I can't fight back. Maybe I can basically quantum somewhere to get away from the fire. Because literally I'm sitting duck right now. So that's what I'm trying to do there. But then look, I'm spinning even more. I'm like, if I can at least point it. at least point it as I black out at my area, because you can still hear me like breathing hard, and I think the shot's going off. If I could at least point it at my area and quantum, at least I'll get away. I have more time to mess around. I decided to keep this in. It looks like when I minimised and stopped my talking and checked where we were, seeing where I caught, I decided to keep this bit in. It was quite nothing but blackness, to give you an indication of how long it took me to get this back. I think at this point I jumped on my phone. I was like, is there anything I could do? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to like hit X. I'm looking on my phone to find controls, how to turn the engine off on the keyboard to see if that will stop it. Because you can still hear that the guns fire, like, and my guy's like, I'm bloody not Vader, I'm not. So obviously looking at this, it's like, it's black, yeah, my guy's passed out. I'm still actively trying to play, actively trying to get myself out of this. And I decided to keep it in because I thought, you can see how long I was messing around with this, because I feel it. I kind of pull it back, as you will see when you start seeing some actual visuals. But again, you can hear me. I can just imagine your character's like slumped over and like slobbering his helmet at the time as this is happening. And these prospectors, kill them, whatever this spinny thing is, kill him, just, you know, going all berserk on me. You know, just letting me have it, ripping me apart. And I'm just like, what's going on? Oh, what's happening right now? Oh. As you can hear there, I was trying to hit shift. The beep was sticky mode. Minimise the game and sticky mode. Sticky keys comes up. You know, I mean, shift 5 times. So I was trying to boost us to get out of there. So I was like, oh, apparently holding F and right button seems to work. So I was like, ship systems, how? I need to turn you off, like flight systems. I'm like looking like engines off or something. Again, as I'm watching to the edit pro, it's a little blurred, but that's decoupled mode enabled, I believe. It was a little clear when I highlight it. G-Safe. So I thought, hey, maybe turn the G-Safe on and off. Maybe I can move then. I don't think it worked. So I think I tried to turn it back on here. Yep, I think I tried to turn it back on. Looks like shields off, I don't want to touch that. It's like thrusters disabled, maybe that'll stop, because I'm spinning like mad. Maybe it's because the one engine is messed up. And look, it worked. Look, I'm waking up. But again, I'm now slowing down, still getting shot at. As you see, you got no shields. And I thought, oh, if I can at least point it, you know, I can maybe quantum out of there still. But obviously, the engines are off. So I'm trying to move it, but it's not really working because the engines are off. So I'm like, ah, son of a. And they're slowly going past, just shooting us. Look, my back end's getting walloped, so you can see it flash in the left hand corner. So turn systems off and back on, or whatever it was then. Get me out of here so you can help me! I'm trying to move my ship, and I'm not sure if it's because I got Z knocked on by mistake, because I was hitting every button. So then I thought, well, maybe it's messing up because I'm out the seat. So if I get out, so get out the seat, get back in it, maybe that'll fix the controls. That's what I was thinking there. Not because I was out of the seat, I was trying to do that to fix controls. You know, sometimes you just ship on and off, you get out and get back in the seat, fixes the bug. I never found out, obviously, you saw. I was like, full power then, about to go forward to see if it'll work, and kaboom. And they got me. And again, I was 8 of 3, so I should have passed it. But again, if it's typo, bug, it would be 9 of 9, and I couldn't find the last one. So with that being said, I believe that's the end of this episode, so I hope you enjoyed that. Please like, please subscribe, please tune in next time if you aren't already, and have a great, wonderful day. I've been IVATOPIA, you've been awesome, and I'll continue this session next time. I'll do some more bounties while I'm testing the missiles now. Have a great one day. Bye, everybody!